Professor Emeritus at Harvard Law School and author of the new book, The 10 Big Anti-Israel Lies and How to Refute Them with Truth, Professor Alan Dershowitz joins me. Good evening, sir. All right, autopen pardons, what do you think about this?
Well, there are two issues. One, what is the document that was signed? And second, what was the nature of the autopen documents? The Constitution requires that any bill, before it becomes law, has to be directly signed by the president. The Constitution says he shall sign, not the vice president. He can't delegate it. He must sign. And so if a bill is signed by autopen, I think there's a very substantial argument that it's unlawful. Pardon, on the other hand, it simply says in the Constitution, he shall have the power to pardon. And I suspect that probably the courts would say that the president can pardon orally. Then he doesn't have to write it down. He can pardon orally. So the only question as to pardons is, did he exercise that power, or was it exercised by someone else? We know it was he who exercised the power to pardon his son because he talked about it. But the pardons that came on the last day in favor of the January 6th congressional people, we don't know who authorized that. Now, the next question is, who would have standing to challenge it? Trump doesn't have standing to challenge it. The person who got the pardon wouldn't have standing to challenge it, obviously. So who could challenge a pardon claiming that, well, Biden didn't really do it, it was somebody else in the office who did it? So I don't think we're going to see a lot of a successful litigation to get these pardons voided. The only way it can come up is if, for example, prosecutors go, and this could happen, prosecutors could go after somebody who was pardoned and argue in court that the pardon was invalid. I think that argument might very well lose unless they could demonstrate that Biden himself didn't pardon. The writing isn't important when it comes to pardons. It's very important when it comes to bills becoming laws.
Well, it's a little bit like, almost like at the presidential level, classified documents. A president doesn't have to declassify in writing. The president can just say or even think this is declassified. It doesn't require a signature.
Yeah, in fact, with classification, it's not even in the Constitution. So they can do whatever they want. Pardons are in the Constitution, but not the signing requirement. Bills are in the Constitution, but the signing requirement. By the way, while I have the platform for 1 second, let me tell you, I know for a fact that Epstein-related materials are being suppressed to protect people. I know because I have seen them, but I am under a seal and I can't disclose them. But I can tell you that there are Epstein documents that are currently being suppressed in order to protect people. I can tell you that.
All right, give me a tip. How do we get them? Give me a tip. You can tell me that. That would not be something that, how do we get them?
Well, I think you can ask me to file an affidavit and file a notice with the court asking them to reveal the documents. They are there. I have seen them with my own eyes. I have held them in my hand. And I know about the redactions. And they're there. And they're designed to protect people. So if you want to have another show on this and bring people on board, I'm happy to litigate this. From day one, I wanted every Epstein-related document to be revealed because I was falsely accused, and revealing every document would prove conclusively that I was falsely accused. But the judges have selectively released documents in order to protect the narrative that's out there right now. But there is a lot in there that hasn't been revealed.
All right, well, I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, I'm not going to be so stupid as to waste my time filing a FOIA request, if that isn't the biggest waste of anyone's time in this country. How laughable is that? You know, anyway. Professor Alan Dershowitz, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.